What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro dual video and the new World Chalice slash World Legacy support. A lot of new cards were revealed a couple of days ago and they are on YgoPro, so again props to the team for their hard work. This is currently my list. I've based my list on one of the more recent lists, I believe from last weekend. This particular deck, this was uploaded on Asian Persuasion channel. I believe 3rd place World Chalice made a couple of changes, right, with the new support and, you know, those new Link monsters, a Troymare, what can I call it, an archetype, the new Troymare Link monster support. But again, I'll leave the link to that particular deck profile in the video description. It's a very thorough profile, so if you want like heavy combos or want to know more about the deck, feel free to check that one out. So again, this is currently my list. Feel free to leave suggestions. For the extra deck, there is definitely a lot of room for improvement. So again, all feedback is, as always, much appreciated. The new cards, well, not really a new card, well, yeah, one of the more recent cards, World Legacy Inheritor, like a Monster Reborn, just a nice extender, thanks to, you know, that's pretty much World Chalice, right? Hopefully starting off with like your delicious 2-card combos and then having those extenders like, for example, Inheritor to reborn any monster from your graveyard, right? So I think a one-off is fine. The deck is already packed as it is with, you know, the hand traps pretty standard in today's format. Also, one of the new cards is World Legacy Echo. It's a counter trap, acts like a solemn judgment, something like that, although, you know, the restriction that you have to control like co-linked monsters, so you have to control like a co-linked monster, so 2 linked monsters, right, for it, in order to, you know, potentially activate it against your opponent's card effects. Doesn't really matter which one, but you can negate it and then you can destroy the card. So again, a counter trap, but not really sure if you want to main deck Echo over something like, or side deck it over something like Solemn Scolding, right? Scolding is much more versatile, doesn't have the restriction of you needing the co-linked monsters, so, well, yeah, the heavy cost of life points, that's definitely there, but I think it's worth it compared to, you know, the setup you need for your Echo. But again, more testing is needed. One of the most dangerous cards currently released, I believe it was released this, at least past weekend, the new set in the OCG, Designator From the Graveyard, quick play spell, and you know, when your opponent activates like an Ash Blossom or a Maxi, doesn't really matter, you know, then you can just activate your Designator as a quick play spell card to negate that particular hand trap, and you know, you can just extend your plays, start comboing up. So definitely this card, this quick play spell card, heavy sought after card already in the OCG, seeing from the, you know, the statistics and people buying them out, but still quite an important card. Probably in the side deck. Not really sure if I want to main deck this card, Designator From the Graveyard. It might be a main deck spot, you know, depends on the amount of hand traps, and that might be the reason why you want to main deck this. Since again, a well-timed Maxi, Ash Blossom maybe can stop this deck. Other support, well, the new Troymare monsters like Ibli maybe. As I said before, the extra deck definitely needs some work with the card ratios, but I think it's pretty clear that these new Troymare monsters definitely make your, before, you know, it was like a Trigate board you wanted to establish with your World Chalice monsters, but these new Troymare monsters definitely give a boost, make your Trigate board a much stronger board, right? Having something like Unicorn packed up with something like Griffin also, and maybe even Cerberus, protecting against destruction by card effects. Again, it makes your Trigate board much more powerful. Trigate Wizard still needed against something like Evenly Matched, right? And as for the rest of the support, yeah, World Legacy, and not really a huge fan of the card, same for the field spell. Well, the replacement of monster zones, switching monster zones for Troymare monsters, that's for now a bit too gimmicky, I guess, but I don't think it's needed, and yeah, resistance, same for that. Okay, so let's see a couple of example tools. Alright, first example, again, I get to start again just showcasing the possibilities, possible combinations. This one we all know, right? Opening Venus, giving you the 3 shine balls. Luckily didn't open one of those shine balls, and also next to Venus having the World Chalice tribute monster. So again, it's again a basic move, but again the fact of these new Troymare monsters, they just make the standard move, standard end fields, right, your end turn 1 boards much stronger for your opponent to, you know, get rid of them and break, well, hopefully they won't break your board, right. There are some of the extenders in the form of Foolish Burial into Dandelion. Here I opt to reborn Link 3, your Ningrisu, I believe the name is, my apologies if I mispronounced that, but again it's an option. It's Link 3 that together with another monster you can go for another Link 4, Link 4 monster. So if you want, and I believe it definitely has a place against pretty much every deck, right, especially if you're opening the game, and go for Griffin, again giving you the access of Griffin co-linked with other monsters, so now the opponent, or at least any monster effect on the field, is negated, cannot be activated or is negated, unless of course that particular monster is like linked to, or at least is in a zone where a link monster is pointing to. And yeah, this board was just far too strong, having Echo Set, Gamma Seal Life, with the field spell Cerberus protecting against something like, yeah, Destruction, Kaiju, Slumber, Dark Hole, Raigeki, etc. And on top of that, much more important, having Trigate Wizard still live against something like Evenly Matched. Again, making your Trigate boards much more stronger. Another example, again, pretty much the same, right? But here, yeah, indeed, that Designator definitely coming in clutch, having the Maxi giving your opponent the free draws and potentially him drawing into more hand traps, right? There is the Venus. I think I still have my normal summon left. Again, must be nice. All these special summons and still have your normal summon left for Venus. And now, again, not really that hard. Keep upgrading your links. Priority number, well, 3 going for Trigate Wizard, again having the option to go for Griffin, so I think you have to go for it, going for Cerberus as well, giving your co-linked monsters, co-linked board some extra protection against destruction. But I think I could have made a better play, like summoning Joel and Lockbird earlier, and instead of using Firewall Dragon to get back a monster, leave Firewall Dragon on the field with its effect still intact. So if your opponent has like a stronger monster to attack over Cerberus, he, in this case, just could have attacked over Cerberus, right? So again, leaving you wide open, right? Since again, Trigate Wizard would not have had that extra, or that, you know, that those 3 co-linked links to it. So yeah, in this case it all worked fine, but again, that's something to keep in mind. The Troll and Lockbird, one of those multiple hand traps, definitely coming in clutch again. The opponent needs to end his turn. And now, I think I have to play around his hand traps, going for the Seraphonite as well. Again, basic standard plays, right? Going for the Link 2, getting some more searches used. Lee, I believe the name is. And eventually, I think I'm not really sure if this was a correct play, but eventually I'm forced to use Inheritor. Well, not really forced, but again, getting 3 draws off of your Ningrisu. Or Ningirsu, however you want to pronounce it. Again, apologies, but you know what I mean, right? Getting the 3 draws, hopefully drawing into another extender. And there is Venus again, good old Venus in Link format, still much busted, much busted card, right? And this is again more than enough to attack for a game. Dealing with the established board with a Link 3 World Chalice monster, and then again, just Child's Play to attack for a game. Another example, going second this time, the opponent playing with windups, also with a Troymare support, and that can definitely be a problem, especially due to him opening with Grinder Golem. My opening hand is not that great. Exodius is cool, but again, no, it's not really, it's decent, I guess, but again, opening with Shine Ball, opening with Lazuli, it can't get any worse than that, right? Well, maybe drawing into Brilliant Fusion, but anyway, that's besides the point. Here he can go for Cerberus to pop the Grinder Golem at the cost of a discard one, but he can definitely draw one due to Cerberus co-link with Firewall Dragon, and you know, he just keeps upgrading. He also goes for Griffin. That can definitely be a problem if he plays it out really well, not giving me like an extra monster zone with, you know, extra markers, and I believe he does play it out really well. Yeah, there's indeed a Borilo Dragon. It's a solid field, right? But I believe the Firewall Dragon has been used, and now, okay, I go for Link Spider to give me that extra monster zone, so now I can use Venus bypassing Griffin, but yep, strike, that's GG. Going for Exodius here to maybe send something like Dandelion from my deck to the grave, but not really sure if I had any plays after that. Probably not. Maybe Cerberus, but that might be it, right? Doesn't really matter that much. So again, proving that World Chalice, again, very important that you open the duel, right? It's pretty much the same. You have to open the game, you have to open the duel and establish your board, vomit your whole hand to the field and hope for the best. Anyway, again, the opponent gets to start. Again, that's a good start, but not really sure. He's going to end with like a very mediocre board of, I believe, Scaldite and I believe Griffin as well. So, and the Strike indeed. So that's again very frightening, but not really too threatening, right? So again, trying to play around these cards, the Scaldite giving me the extra monster slot, so an extra monster zone, that's something to keep in mind, but I eventually go for die, unexpected die, giving me the normal monster in my grave needed. If it's a strike, that's all good, that leaves the field wide open to go for Brilliant Fusion, one of the power cards here of the deck, and now again, it's just, again, child's play, keep upgrading, and maybe be a little bit lucky here, but eventually go for Cerberus again, discard something, and I believe get a draw, yeah, thanks to the co-link with Link Spider, keep at least, yeah, indeed, I drew into Exodius, so busted with Venus, just send back the Shine Balls, right, reuse it, and now it's just, again, establish your board, and eventually attack for a game. So, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Today's format, duels only lasting like 3 or 4 turns, but personally, this is not my deck. I wouldn't play this at any like YCS or tournament, not my play style, but again, it's just the point to showcase the new support, and if you have any like opinions about the build, again, like always, feel free to leave them down below. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a card or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.